Today on Harry's Home Garage, we're going to be working on my 2002 Honda Accord. This car was given to me by a friend a while ago, but it's been sitting for about 2 years and we're pretty sure that the fuel pump is not working. So we're going to do a bit of troubleshooting. We're going to throw a new battery in there. We're going to try to bleed the fuel line first, see if the pump is maybe there's an airlock in it or not. If not, then we're just going to go from there. We've checked fuses and stuff already, so we've ruled that out. So we'll throw the new battery in there, test out the fuel line. If there's nothing coming out, we'll go straight to taking out this fuel pump and putting in a new one. So I'm going to be loosening off this nut here. That's where the fuel line attaches to the fuel rail, just behind the air intake system, in between the block and the intake on this Accord. I'm going to crack that open and we're going to see if fuel comes out when we turn on the key. So I'm back here at the trunk now. That didn't work, so we're going to try actually replacing the fuel pump. So I'm just going to get this trunk cleaned out and I'll show you where it's hiding. So you see this metal plate here. This metal plate is just a holding plate that holds the cover over top of the fuel pump. So the fuel pump is right here underneath this plate. The tool requirement for this job is pretty light. I've got an 8mm socket, a couple of 10mm wrenches, a multi-screwdriver, just a plain old flathead, another bigger flathead, pliers, another pliers, and I don't think I'm going to need this, but I used this earlier to loosen off the fuel rail.
Can we get some deep creep on those nuts?
So now I got the pump out of the trunk. That's the top of it. There's the bottom. This is your little float. That's what tells you how much fuel is left. And here's the fuel filter on the bottom. So we got to take this part out to get the pump out of inside of this. So we're going to tear this down, throw the new pump in, throw it back in the trunk, and see if it'll fire up after we bleed the fuel line. So I got everything back together now. I got the new pump in there. I had to take things apart and put them back together a few times to figure it all out, but it's all in there. It's pretty easy. The clips on the top are the main thing, as well as these hose clamps. The new kit should come with a new fuel filter, which is what's on the bottom here, this white thing, and its own hose and hose clamps. I did cut the hose a little shorter than I probably should have, but there was enough plastic on the end of that I was able to get a good seal on there with my hose clamp. So we're going to slap this back in there, prime it up after we throw some new fuel in. Simon's been busy pumping out the fuel as I've been talking, or working I guess. So we're going to get that back in there and we'll see if it works. So we got the fuel pump switched out, but it didn't come on. So now we think it might be a relay, and we may have just put in a new part that we didn't need to. So we're going to check and see if we can find this relay and see if we can maybe resolder it or figure something out. So we looked under the hood, or under the steering wheel, and the relay was missing. So we had a fresh air bake about it, and we figured out where it was. We popped it in there. The pump is now priming the system. I'm just going to prime it a whole bunch of times to make sure there's fuel up at the engine, and then we're going to see if this thing will fire. If this doesn't work, we'll bleed it.
Yep. Ooh, you know what it would like? Quick start.
So we're going to cheat now and try to use some quick start to get this thing to bump over, because we heard a little bit of a pop. All right, Simon, give her a couple squirts. All right. So I just popped the fuel line here at the fuel rail, and the fuel did come out. It's still not kicking over. We sprayed a bunch of ether down the tube, so we're wondering what's going on. It is throwing a code inside the car. So Simon's going to check the code right now. Okay, go. So we become stumped on this Accord. We're not sure. It looks like it's getting spark, and we're definitely getting fuel to it. We've charged the battery up a few times and tried cranking it. We sprayed ether in it. It should have fired, so there's a possibility that when it died, the timing belt may have skipped a tooth. So we're not getting the right compression and the right timing, essentially, for explosion to happen in the engine. So we're going to call the video there for today, and hopefully we can troubleshoot this further and get this thing going in the next couple of days. Remember to like and subscribe, Harry's Home Garage, and hit that notification button as well, because then you'll be notified as soon as a new video pops up. So from Simon and Harrison at Simon's Garage for today, and Harry's Home Garage, we're signing out.